Introduce yourself.
My name is Christine Ojas Castro. I am Brittany Ojas Castro's mom. I'm 36 years old. I was born in Baguio City, Philippines, and I am currently an accounting manager for an engineering firm in Walnut Creek.
How old were you when you moved to the United States, and what was it like for you?
I was 8 years old when we moved from Philippines to the United States. It was a scary experience because one day after Christmas, my mom came home and just said, "Pack up, we're moving to America." And I didn't get to say bye to any of my friends. I was in the 3rd grade at the time, and it was very scary. You know, just one day, packed up all our stuff and just moved. And it was New Year's Eve when we got on the plane and went to the United States. And I didn't get to say bye to any one of my friends.
How different was school in the United States than Philippines?
School is different in the United States and in the Philippines. In the Philippines, the teachers were very strict. We wore uniforms. They disciplined the kids whenever somebody was misbehaving. We called all the teachers. We had respect for all the teachers by saying "po," "opo," "yes sir," "yes ma'am." That was a sign of respect for all the teachers. When somebody misbehaved, they were disciplined with a ruler, or they had to do squats with books on their hands in front of the class for hours at a time, or they were sent to the principal's office, and sometimes they were spanked with the ruler. So that was the disciplinarian part of the Philippines. In the United States, I think it was much more lenient here. Kids were able to misbehave and get detention after school. I never once saw a kid get disciplined with a ruler or by doing squats in front of the class. And when I went to Dan Mini, we didn't wear uniforms. You got to wear whatever you wanted, and it was but however, we did have more activities in the United States. We had more fun things to do. We had PE. We had outdoor field trips and things like that the United States, or the Philippines didn't have. The Philippines had more of the education in-class type of work, where in America, in the United States, you had a variety of things that you were learning.
What was the most memorable moment you had when you first moved to the United States?
One of the most memorable moments I had when we first moved to the U.S., I was in the 3rd grade. I started school right away. As soon as we came from the Philippines, a week later, I was already in school. And I was pretty confident of myself at the time because I took English classes in the Philippines. So I was able to integrate fairly quickly. In the Philippines, when you are asked a question, you raise your hand, you stand up and answer the question. And that's what I did in the United States. At one point, the teacher asked, "How many stars are on the flag?" And at the time, because I came from the Philippines, I raised my hand and was excited to get called on, and I stood up and I said 3 stars. And all the kids started laughing at me. The teacher was giggling, and I was like, "What? There's 3 stars on the flag." I was pretty confident that there were 3 stars on the flag. And the teacher corrected me, the United States flag has 50 stars on it. So I was pretty disappointed since then, and got me intimidated by, whenever answering questions, I really had to think, okay, am I in the Philippines? I'm in the United States. So since then, I was intimidated in answering questions.
How challenging was it for you to get to where you are today?
To get where I'm at today as an accounting manager was pretty challenging. I started out as an administrative assistant with an associate's degree, and in order for me to move up in the company where the majority of the employees were men, were white males, I really had to go back to school to get my bachelor's in management. At the time when I first started working there was only one female manager, and she was Caucasian. So I really had to work hard to become a manager, and after 9 or 10, I think it was 9 years, I eventually became a deputy accounting manager and worked my way into an accounting manager. It's been a struggle, but it's been rewarding because there's no other Filipino managers in this company. There is a Filipino owner, a Filipino owner, but no other female managers in this company. This company is about 200 people, so it's a mid-sized company. So I'm pretty proud to be a Filipino manager in this industry.
How diverse is your workplace?
When I first started working for this engineering company, there were only about 5 to 10 Asians in the company. Probably one African American, and the rest were all Caucasian. So there weren't any diversity. I remember bringing that up to a manager when I first started working there, that we needed more diversity in the company. And now, after 13 years, there are more people. Now there's a diverse group of people. The challenge is that there's not a lot of diversity in schools where engineering is available. A lot of Caucasians take the engineering field, so there's not a lot of diversity in that area. But it's better now than it was 13 years ago. Now there's at least 10 different ethnicities in the company.
After being in the U.S. for many years, are you still fluent in any Filipino language?
I am actually still fluent in Tagalog and Ilocano. I understand Tagalog because I've always watched Filipino movies, and growing up, my grandma refused to talk to us in English. Even though she was in the United States longer than us, she wanted us to remember to our native tongue in Ilocano. She wanted us to make sure we never forgot, and she continued to talk to us in Ilocano. So until this day, I'm still fluent in Ilocano and in Tagalog.
Are you happy you moved here from the Philippines?
I'm very happy to have moved here from the Philippines. I still have family in the Philippines who are struggling, who don't have jobs, who have nothing to eat sometimes, and rely on other people here in the United States to provide them with food, clothing, money. So if we didn't move here, I think we would have been struggling the same way as they are now. So I'm blessed to have been able to migrate to the United States because we have more opportunities here. I've had the opportunity to further my education, to allow my family to live the American dream of buying a home, of traveling, of going to different vacations. We wouldn't have had that had we stayed in the Philippines. So I am very happy that we migrated from the Philippines to the United States.